I am at Siloam Springs. Crabapple Lake. Yay. Yep, it's 7 in the morning. We're close enough to it. And I'm about to do this trail. It's a pretty short trail. It's like 2 miles, if that. But I figured, why not? The hell'd they go? Jesse and Luther are around here somewhere. Are they going to make me go back up there and get them? Ugh. Alright, I found them. Jeesh. They're all nervous. Weren't you? Yeah. I went down the hill and they couldn't find me. They heard me whistling, but they couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Oh. It is, it's like 25 degrees out today and a little chilly. I can't wear gloves because, I got one glove on, but I can't wear both gloves or I won't be able to start and stop the camera. Ah, the Happy Hollow School. I wish I would have brought a balaclava or a buff or something. Because, man, it's a little chilly. I was thinking about doing a backpacking trip this week, but I don't know. You are here. So it's the Prairie Bluff Trail is what I'm about to do. So the Crabapple Trail is that. Like, I haven't done the Hoot Owl Trail before. Or at least I have, but I haven't shown it on video. But this is the way I came last time. All through here. And then back up through there. And then back up there. Crabapple Trail deviated off down here. And then goes up to this Prairie Bluff Trail. So the Crabapple Trail really isn't all that much. It's just that little section there. And I have done that before. But, I just don't remember it. And then we also have the Old Village Trail up here. Bloop. And then the Deer Run Trail, which we've done that. I don't think I've ever done the Old Village Trail, but I've definitely done the Deer Run Trail. And there's another trail that goes around the lake that's not on here for some reason. So, I don't know. I don't know why that's not on here. But anyway, well, wait a minute. Oh, it's only one, it's 1 mile. Huh. I thought it was 2 miles. Oh well. Alright, up we go. I fully edited and did my summary video for the River Trail, and realized that, well, that I tape myself too much apparently, or at least that's what my wife is telling me. Spend too much time focused on my face. I'm of the mindset that the trail is the trail. I mean, sometimes you want to see the trail. Do you always want to see the trail? Nothing but the trail. I guess if it's just me talking, it's better than just me looking off camera, I suppose. Oh, the pups love it. One mile. I don't know why I thought this trail was longer. I believe I'm between hunting seasons. At least I think I am. Hope so. There's nobody else out here anyway. So I'm letting the dogs run free. It's a pretty easy going little park, but it's still a state park. I did get a haircut. Oh, it's Whew. This is where the Prairie Bluff Trail out there connects to that trail that goes around the lake. Won't be doing that. Sometimes I feel like I've taped this trail before. But then again, I don't know. I don't believe I have. Those guys never really get out much anymore. I mean, they do, but not off leash. And I know Luther loves it. Jessie's coming around. There she is. Yeah. They have such a good time. Jessie doesn't want to lose me again. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Great hiking companions. So, I think the good thing about Jessie and Luther is that they don't really respond to deer. I mean, they do. They kind of check them out, but they're not like Sky was, where if they're in the presence of deer, they'll just go crazy and start trying to chase them. Luther and Jessie are pretty calm in that respect. Oh, it's so cold. I was hoping once I got out here and started walking, warm up a bit, but my hand's cold. Hold on. I had to put my gloves on because, well, my hand's freezing. Just walking and the wind against my hand was too much. This is what I'm starting to learn is called a 2-track. You know, after 8 or 9 years of hiking, you think I would know this terminology, but I'm not one for learning or remembering jargon. So I just don't care enough to learn it. I feel like the human brain only has so much capacity, and then you start overriding. When you start learning new things like that, you start throwing, especially at my age, you start throwing out some old stuff. And I don't want to throw out the old stuff. This is, I mean, it's not like there's a whole hell of a lot to learn. But simple things like 2-track, I think I can be forgiven for not calling something like this a 2-track. I always used to call it fire lane. But some people, especially in the comment sections of videos, love to flex their knowledge, try to show people up. So, but then again, if everyone called it what it was, those people wouldn't have anything to do either. So you could say by not calling it what it's colloquially called, I'm giving people something to do. And isn't that what it's all about? Just finding your place in life, even if your place is being a nub. Oh, nice sunrise through the trees. Oh, somebody found some scat. We gotta go pee on it. That's what Luther does. Man, I think Jessie was really traumatized by losing me. She doesn't want to go too far away now. Yep. If I can stop this from the outside buttons, another one of those things I don't know anything about, then I may stop it and start it. I've definitely got enough storage to let it run the whole time, and it's a short enough trail. Ooh. I don't bring trekking poles. I don't really generally bring anything on short trails like this, because what's the point? But even on the Red Oak Trail, like 4 mile trails, things like that, I just don't feel like bringing a pack and bringing trekking poles is worth it. Sometimes I see people will go out to trails near St. Louis, and there's people with like full packs on, the whole nine. I'm like, boy, I hope they're training for a longer trip or something, because man, that's just, I don't know. Sometimes I think people, when they get into hiking for the first time, they're really sort of into the whole aspect of the gear. You know, that's one of the first things that people get into. Just like, you know, this is December, so we're just about 20 days or so away from 2024. And the 2024 AT through hikes start. Well, I guess technically they've already kind of started in very limited amounts. Whoa. But the bulk of them will start January, February, March. And people who are starting to make their announcement videos and their big 3 videos, which is the thing now, and all of that, their shakedown trail videos, you know, all the prep videos. The people who, like, everyone gets into the gear. They're like, what gear are you taking? What gear would you recommend? What gear is blah, blah, blah. Like, people watch their videos and, oh, I've got this. Would you recommend something else? Like, you start to realize, like, once you're out there, the gear is very inconsequential. Very inconsequential. The only time I pay attention to gear is if it's something I know is, like, if I see somebody with a pack that is just, I know to be terrible, I'm just like, man, I just got to ask them, like, have you ever tried any other packs? That was like the couple that we met on the AT this last time in October. Man and a wife. You know, friendly people. We really enjoyed talking to them and hanging out with them. But I felt so bad for them because they had our old Kelty packs. And I'm just like, man, you've got to try a different pack. But the guy was military, so he doesn't, you know, he didn't care. To him, that was probably a much better pack than most of the tack packs and military packs that they try to sell, like, as far as the comfort level goes. But I just know those packs don't feel good, and when you start adding more weight to them, they get even worse. And I discovered that the most when I went back to using it. It was before I got my latest Osprey pack, the Exos. I needed a bigger pack, and the Stratus just wasn't cutting it. So I went back to using the Kelty, and I hated it. It was so painful. I was like, man, I just don't want to use this anymore. So after that trip, I went out. I think I went to REI. No, I ordered mine. That's right. I ordered mine online and got the Exos 58. And haven't looked back. That pack's been great ever since. No complaints whatsoever. I'm a big proponent for Osprey. I'm trying to talk my wife into getting an Osprey, but she doesn't like the suspension aspect of it. And some people don't. You know, you got to give it that. But I just think her REI flash pack is just not great. Woot. Like, but that's the thing, like, you know, telling people, oh, you should try this, you should do this. It's like, I can't even convince my own wife to ditch her pack and get a better pack. Like, what success am I going to have convincing a complete stranger? But yeah, the whole gear thing just doesn't really matter. Once you've dialed it in to your needs, it's pretty much done. I've had the same sleep system, with the exception of the hammock, for over 6 years now. I just changed out the hammock because I needed something longer than the Eagle Nest Outfitters that I had before. But I've been rocking that sleep system for 6 years, and I have no intention of changing it out because it works so well. And that's kind of the way it gets. Like, so what? There's no real sense in obsessing over gear when you know once you get your gear, you're gonna have it for a very long time. It's just got to do its duty, you know. But I know some people getting into it, that's like that's the entry point for a lot of people. They want to know what's the best thing to get, what's the best thing to me. But that's so subjective that it's like, how do you answer that question? What's the best? And I think most experienced hikers would tell them the same thing. It's like whatever's best for you, you know, whatever your needs are. Like I could tell you, you need a, you know, ULA, you know, or a Hyperlight, you know, pack, Z pack, something like that. I don't even know who the modern manufacturers of packs are. You know, that might be, you know, best for me, but that's not going to be best for you. You know, as far as like what to sleep, you know, and most people would tell you, you know, quilts all the way. Some people, you know, strongly believe in packs, or not packs, in what do you call it? Sleeping bags and cocoon bags and things like that. I mean, personally, I feel like, sleeping bags are kind of a holdover from a bygone era. I don't think they're as, I think any more people have gotten so used to the concept that quilts do such an amazing job. And trying to stuff yourself, I mean, this is the thing that I think is killing that industry, to be honest. Or at least facilitating the changeover. It's like there's nothing shittier than getting into a sleeping bag and zipping yourself up and being trapped in it like a mummy. You know, everyone who's had a quilt like gets it. Immediate warmth and freedom when you need to get it in and out. Much easier to get in and out. So, yeah, it's almost like a no-brainer. I occasionally still see people with sleeping bags though, but you know, it's either it works for them, they just prefer, they like the, you know, the feeling of being mummied, or they just don't have the money for a quilt, which is fine too. I mean, it's knowing when you're going to go out, really. Do you need a bag even to go in the summer? No. And that's about the one thing that I realized going forward for myself, is that if I go back out, or if I start doing more hikes in the summer, I got to have a better system for, as far as like overnight. So even though I said I have the same equipment, I'm not going to need any more. Well, summer may change that, because right now I don't do a lot of hiking in the summer, but I would like to start. But my only quilt is the Enlightened Equipment Revelation 10, which is way too much quilt for summer. But in the past, I've taken out this 40-degree Ozark Trail sleeping bag that I just, you know, kind of unzip and just drape over myself like a blanket. And it works pretty well. But I was thinking about getting a quilt to replace that, just because I know that a 40-degree little quilt is going to weigh like practically nothing, whereas that Ozark Trail sleeping bag has a little bit of heft to it. It's not super heavy, but it's still heavier than it should be. I don't know. Do I want to spend that kind of money? I don't know. But then again, I'm also thinking about getting a Dyneema tarp to reduce that weight, because I'm always carrying my tarp with me, you know, just for the sake of unforeseen inclement weather. But that's like £1.5 pound that I'm carrying in my current Xenon hex tarp. It's like if I got to carry it all the time, I'd rather it be very, very minimal. And the Dyneema hex tarp is like 180 grams or something like that. I mean, it's like, what would that be? Like 4 ounces? Like nothing. Hello, buddy. You don't know what to do? Yeah, we kind of got a down tree situation, don't we? Here, the trail deviated off, guys. Look at me getting lost again. I see what they did. This is the trail, but they're getting out of the way of that tree. Because, boy, this is a steep little descent. Oh. Come on now. Oh, geez. I'm wearing my old shoes, so I don't have good traction. Yeah, I was actually considering doing the Ozark Highland Trail with the last bits of my PTO for this year, but I couldn't get it knocked out. I couldn't get it, worked out before Christmas, and I don't want to miss Christmas with my family, so I'm going to I'm not going to do that. And I wasn't going to try to do what's basically the same trip I just did in 13 days. Although, that still gives me more days than I gave myself on the River to River Trail. But my whole goal with my next long trip like that is to plan it out and follow the plan and not jump ahead, not do more miles. Literally stick to the mileage no matter what, and force myself into a regimented system of, at least for the first 4 or 5 days. That way I don't end up blowing myself out. I mean, just because I didn't blow myself out the first day on the River to River Trail, the second, when I returned, doesn't mean I didn't end up blowing myself out, in the end. So I want to do my best to avoid that. And if I can get that down, essentially, if I can spend, 2 weeks out on a trail and then get off the trail feeling all right and have a much better time, a creek, doing it to where I don't feel like my life is a huge waste, then that's all the better. Oh boy. Oh, those rocks are slippery. Oh, yes, they are. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a whew. Made it across. It didn't get wet. Sweet. How'd you like that, girl? How'd you like that? She's like, enough of that. That water is cold. Because I kind of forgot the whole reason why you hike. It's to, have a good time. Leave your cares behind. Not create more cares, more anxiety. Now, this is where we split. Our trail goes that way. Crabapple goes that way. The only reason I know that is because I'm very familiar with this trail. I wish they did blaze it or put up a sign. Maybe one of these days I'll come out here and put up a sign of my own. But just in case you're ever interested in taking this trail and you come to that spot, you want to take a left. Usually this creek's flowing, but doesn't appear to be today. It's bone dry. We haven't gotten, we got some drizzly rain last week. and some strong rain overnight, but definitely not enough to give us what we need. We'll need like weeks of rain. Before that happens, so. Yeah, my next, I don't know, I guess the next the next long trip will be our section hike in April, which when I get home today, I'm going to remind Soraya she needs to book our hostel, because I've already booked with Ron. And she said, well, you got to book with Ron before I can book the hostel. Like, okay. So I did. And now she's still not booking the hostel. Oh boy. It's doable without trekking poles. It's just, I got to go a little slow because these shoes are a bit slippery. But a little bit of a climb up the side of this. No biggie. I mean, some of these rocks are dry, and some of them aren't. That's what I gotta be careful of. Got a little ice on the top of that creek right there. Whew. Overall, the trail systems in Siloam Springs are just fun. They're quick. They're not too crazily, huge or tall. You get a little bit of a climb. It's a little bit of a challenge, but they're very short challenges. And overall, it's just fun little hiking path. I mean, I wouldn't drive 3 or 4 hours to come here unless, it was like your bucket list was to hike every trail in Illinois. It's just a fun local trail. I guess that does temper your perspective a bit, because I've probably been on trails like this in southeast Missouri or southern Illinois where you have to drive 3 hours, 4 hours to get to. Then I'm all disappointed, like, well, this wasn't anything. But if I got to spend a lot of time around that section and hike that trail a bunch, I may fall in love with it like I did at Siloam Springs. Now here is the last little bit. As you can see, there's some steps up there. So this is a climb out for sure. But luckily it's at the end, so whatever you work yourself up into is, you can just chill when you get to the top. Luther's already going up the steps. It is a steep climb, there's no doubt about it. There was Jesse. Ooh. Hello, guys. Oh, they love me so much. Okay. Funny, really. I hiked this trail. I went under instead of over. I hiked this trail earlier this year, and I remember having to stop halfway up there. Of course, I weighed significantly more, so like I said, it's a little bit of a climb, but then it's pretty much over. That is the last little bit. Man, phew. Enough to get you winded. So, yeah, here we are. Oh, at the trailhead. There's the Jeep. Whew. Oh. Sorry for the breathing. I'm I'm apologizing for breathing. Oh boy. So you could go either way on this trail. I started over here. Now I'm there. But you can go backwards. Same distance. I guess it is only a mile. 23 minutes. Geesh. There went Dummy. Now I said he doesn't chase after deer, but he does chase after squirrels. He's a funny boy. I don't think I locked the Jeep. Oh, that's not good. These gloves have a rip in them now at the thumb, which I guess could be good. Now I can start and stop it without taking the gloves off. Not like it matters. Half an hour, already back at the Jeep. I just wanted to get my blood pumping this morning, and this trail did that. So that's pretty much it. The whole trail. Not completely, and but close enough. Hopefully I didn't bore you to death with my talks about gear and what I plan to do. Oh yeah, I didn't lock it. Why would I? There goes Luther. Hootie. Hootie doo. Come on. Oh, he's being an asshole. Oh, girl. Now you're probably wondering, this isn't the same Jeep you had in the River to River Trail. No, we have two. Hey, come on. Luther. Hello, girl. Hello. Hello. Oh, you're good. Oh, no, you're not going to lose me. You're not going to lose me again. I just want to get some of this stuff off you. Huh? Oh. Good girl. I love you. I love you. Oh. Come on, Luther. Let's go. No, we gotta go. Come on. Go for a car ride. There you go. Good boy. All right. That concludes this trip. And now I go home. And my wife's about to go out to New Jersey. So I'm going to see her off. And then, well, not today. She goes tomorrow. Spend the rest of the day with her. Who knows? Maybe she'll want to go hiking before she goes. Doubt it. It's too cold. So, hope you enjoyed this trip at Siloam Springs, the Prairie Bluff Trail. And see you next time.